it out to left. Cespedes in pursuit, reaching out on the warning track and can't bring it in. Rounding third base, here comes Nicky Lopez. He's in to score, and Italy doubles its lead. It's 2-0 in the top of... And a swing and a miss by Yoan Moncada, and Joe LaSorsa roars to his dugout on the third base side as he snuffs out off the middle and into center field for a base hit. It's a 4-run top of the 10th and a 6.
Thought I'd get you in shape for some baseball action there. It's the World Baseball Classic. Italy beating Cuba thanks to Bleacher Report walk-off on TikTok o'clock. I get the impression the Italian team doesn't have a lot of dudes born in Italy, but a lot of dudes born in New York and Connecticut and Pennsylvania and Florida. And basically just America. Alas, it's good for baseball. Hopefully the Italians in Europe are watching and enjoying the sport. It's always nice when you are accidentally a little bit better at a sport that your country doesn't really care about. I like it. Good. More international sports more international games for baseball and hockey. I think that we would do well to do that. I think it'd be an enjoyable time. Enjoyable time for us. College basketball is roaring on. Kevin Durant got hurt a little while ago. How did he get hurt, Nick? Well, he got hurt warming up, and now he's expected to miss the rest of the season, regular season. So they worded it as he's going to miss the rest of the regular season to be dramatic. Got it. So it should be fine, I suppose. We'll find out. NBA championship odds did not move based on the news. So this is load management or my ankle hurts? I don't know. They're going to have to load manage him. They're going to have to load manage him in the playoffs, aren't they? They really are. Okay, college basketball rundown today. And scores from last night. I'm checking out. This is the Ivy League tournament. I'm going to make fun of my friend Penn. Is in the finals. How about that? Utah State beat New Mexico. They'll advance to the championship of the Mountain West against Boise, I believe. UC Riverside is playing UC Davis. Southern Utah beat Utah Tech. I love these tournaments. Creighton beat Nova. That's a big one. Nova needed to win the tournament to get in. They are donezo, probably. Today, college basketball tips off at noon. Look at Rutgers. Rutgers playing Purdue. Why is Rutgers playing Purdue? Oh. Is it because they beat the shit out of Michigan? Yeah. Hunter Dickinson, that really tall white guy that talked a ton of shit. He probably could have been a late first-round draft pick in the NBA last year. He came back to finish the job. And now he will be finishing the job in the NIT. Maybe. Probably. They're probably not getting in, right? God. You'll notice that in the last couple of years, Michigan has really fallen off the face of the earth in basketball, and they've went to the college football playoff. I'm telling you, you cannot be good at both. Alabama's like one of the favorites to win the national championship in basketball, and look at it. They didn't go to the playoff for the first time ever. College football. Do we think it's an accident? It isn't. Stop caring about basketball if you want to get good at football. They're not related. They are. They fucking are. Penn State beat Illinois at basketball. That's hilarious. Illinois kind of had a good squad, too. Penn State being good at basketball, just that shit cracks me up. Okay, how about some football stuff? We'll come back to college basketball here in a moment. Michael Thomas has been hurt since the end of 2019. Apparently, the Saints are working on a deal for him. He's the slant god. Remember, he was the offensive player of the year. I think he has the receptions record, the single-season receptions record, and that was before the seasons went to 17 games, if memory serves. So he just gets open on routes between 7 and 20 yards, and Drew Brees is like, that guy's open, throw it over the football. And so they're working on an extension for him. He has not played a full season. He's played a game here or there. I want to say if I had to guess, and which is a good way to do this, if I had to guess, over the last, 3 seasons? 48 games, plus 2, probably 50 games. He's played 9, if I had to guess. But they're going to pay him. Apparently. So let's go to some gambling stuff. And the reason we're going to do some gambling stuff right now is because this is how I determine the draft. Like what's really happening behind the scenes right now. Because the odds on things move based on, one, 2 or 3 people's mock drafts. There are 2 or 3 people who are scouts/insiders, and so their mock drafts are kind of like breadcrumby. 2, actual people doing actual research and hearing actual rumors. And 3, what the public is betting on. So it used to be a long shot that Anthony Richardson, the quarterback for Florida, would be the first overall pick. It has now become plus 425. You could get it at plus 1,000, and I want to cry because I was sure. I think C.J. Stroud was going to be the first overall pick. That's plus 225 now. I want to cry. That used to be plus 1,000. I think it's going to be C.J. Stroud or Will Anderson. The Bears would do right to just fucking draft Will Anderson, in my opinion. But alas. Bovada really are stepping up their game on their stuff. First defensive player selected, first offensive lineman selected. But the interesting stuff is the team odds to draft people. Team odds to draft Anthony Richardson. Panthers, huge favorites, followed by Colts, Big Gap, Raiders, and then the Seahawks, Texans, Falcons, and Lions are all relatively in the same spot. Team to draft Bijan Robinson. Lions are the favorite. So I don't know about the quarterback stuff, but I usually gambling on the draft and preseason specials is how I bankroll betting on football for the remainder of the year. So I'm gonna have to figure that out at some point. One would think. One would think. But the NFL draft is heating all the way up because Lamar Jackson is a free agent. The quarterback market unwinding at any given moment, literally at any point in time. Right now, on recording this, the Aaron Rodgers shit could happen. I would like to point out emphatically that Aaron Rodgers, of course, I'm not going to let this go, is working for Big Pharma if he goes to the Jets. So, guys, I can't. I literally can't. I cannot get over it. It's so funny. After all of that, after blaming Big Pharma for being the reason the media's coming after him, he's going to work for Big Pharma. Oh, my God. He's one of them. He's one of them. That could happen today. I think he's going to cuckold the NCAA tournament. My guess is it'll be, when's the first game? Tuesday at 7 p.m. Right there. Tuesday, 7 p.m. will be my guess. I think that's when he'll be like, oh, I'm not getting enough attention. Let's do Tuesday at 7 p.m. Yeah. Does that sound right to everybody else? Let's check out Kevin Durant's injury from the warm-up line. So this is a guy on YouTube talking about it. It's just the best video I can find. So here he is. He's just warming up. He's like, ooh, oh, that felt weird. Oh, shit. Huh. And he gets up and he's like, am I good? I'm good. So he finished the warm-up. And then he didn't play. Basketball's strange, man. I mean, because like 2 or 3 individuals matter so much. Like in hockey, your best player can get hurt. You can still win the Stanley Cup. You could be without him for like 8 games. You'd be fine. That kind of shit happens all the time. People win backup goalies. It happens all the time. Basketball, the Suns can't win without Kevin Durant. And as long as they get in, who cares? There's no real home court advantage in basketball. In the NHL, there are rules that benefit the home team. Last change. In Major League Baseball, the home team gets to bat last, of course. In the NFL, I don't think there's any real home field advantage in the NFL either, except for the crowd. The crowd, if you're a pro, the crowd can't matter. It just can't. If it does, then you weren't the one anyway. So just getting in is what matters. And this is where LeBron was kind of the first guy to start this. And now you're seeing Kevin Durant do it. I don't think Giannis is doing it, but if the goal is to win a championship and dudes are doing load management, it's all about stars, and we're playing too many games. But I completely agree with the Suns sitting him down, or if he sat himself down, it doesn't really matter. That's the move. Sitting him down. The women's college basketball tournament is going to start around the same time the men's do. They're in a conference tournament right now. Gino Auriemma, the best women's coach of all time, they escaped a game against Xavier, the UConn ladies, and he shit on his team in the media.
Xavier is a lot better than our guys wanted to give them credit for. That's how immature they are. They want to get ready for DePaul because they think DePaul is really good. But they could care less about Xavier because Xavier, isn't supposed to be any good. They look pretty good to me out there today. The players ain't what they used to be.
Whoa.
And the coaching ain't what it used to be either. I don't think we coach these guys as well as we coach some of the other guys. And that's evident when you watch us play on the floor.
Jesus.
That we look like a poorly coached team. And that's, me, my staff.
Yeah, that's Dad is mad. Dad is highly disappointed. Okay. I have avoided covering this because it is objectively stupid. But I'm going to have to now.
I want to correct something here.
Shush. JJ Redick has come to ESPN after a sabbatical from the NBA. If you don't remember JJ Redick, he was the guy at Duke who would just kind of come off these screens and shoot these insane threes, and then they lost to LSU in the Final Four. What's up, JJ? And then he went to the NBA and he played for the Sixers. Could not play D, but he had a couple 30, 40-point. I don't think he had a couple 40-point games for the Sixers. He bounced around. I think he was at the Clippers. He had a good little NBA career for a guy that could shoot. He was kind of one of these first, like, I am an assassin from outside. He kind of predated Steph Curry a little bit, and not that they're relatable at all. They're not, but yeah. So then he retires. He goes to the media for a while after a little sabbatical, and now he just gets really into analytics. People really like him. They find him a really refreshing voice on ESPN and all the other podcast circuits. He uses advanced analytics. He uses a peek behind the curtain. And right now, the big argument in basketball is Nikola Jokic the MVP? It's not an argument. Everyone is like, yes, holy shit, he's the best player we've seen in forever. Like, no one's been this good and this efficient in a long time. He's like the best passer. He can score. His team is insanely good. In Denver, he's the big center for Denver. He's an amazing story because this looks like a big, lumbering Eastern European guy. He probably would be an elite quarterback. Probably a little too tall. He's like 7 feet tall. But Kendrick Perkins, a former NBA player whose career was largely forgettable. Nobody will be like, oh, you remember that time Kendrick Perkins played? It'd be like, sure, he was fine. He does not like Jokic winning the MVP. The counter argument to Jokic winning the MVP is this would be his third straight. Not a lot of guys have won 3 in a row. Off the top of my head, I don't really know. Maybe LeBron, MJ, I don't know. I don't remember. I'm sure other people can tell me. But people are like, he doesn't really win anything. Because the NBA and the NBA ethos are obsessed with championships. So he doesn't really win anything. Okay, but it's a regular season award. I think this is the first year since like 99 that the regular season MVP for football won this Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes. Last time I think was Kurt Warner, which means that Brady and Manning didn't do it. And Patrick Mahomes didn't do it either the other time he won the MVP. So that's objectively stupid. And then people are starting to think that, hey, this is a race thing. So Kendrick Perkins says, it feels like to most people that Kendrick Perkins does not want a white guy to win the MVP. He then points out that there would be bias against black men winning the MVP, which could possibly be true. I don't know. Kendrick Perkins then alleged that 80% of the MVP voters are white and they want to give it to a white guy over a black guy. Now, the only other real candidates for MVP, in my opinion, are 2 black dudes, both of whom play the same position as Jokic, and Jokic is objectively better than them. One of those men, Giannis Antetokounmpo, if he played like Jokic, he would be the best player ever. Ever. He would be better than MJ. He would be ever. If you saw the game, because he's so talented, it's insane. And Embiid just can't quite stay healthy, and he can't quite get the Sixers over the hump, but he's not quite as good as Jokic. But those are the 3 dudes. So now Kendrick Perkins goes on the air, and he says 80% of MVP voters are white. That's not true. And now ESPN has to issue an apology for alleging racial discrimination against the NBA and the Associated Press.
I want to correct something here from yesterday's show. When Kendrick Perkins said 80% of NBA voters for the MVP award are white, the NBA publicly announces the voters each year, and after review, it is clear the panel is much more diverse than what was portrayed by Kendrick Perkins, and we wanted to make sure that we corrected that today.
So everyone is in agreement across racial lines that Kendrick Perkins is out of pocket here. So if you want to talk about that, you can talk about that. JJ Redick is a breath of fresh air. He doesn't understand how the sausage is made, JJ, that it is about the argument. Like, you can be right, but you can't make too much sense. It's about thinking you're right. That's how Stephen A. Smith made his money. It's not about being right. It's about being interesting. It is about starting the fight. So maybe he does get it. Maybe I'm the one that doesn't get it, and JJ Redick is all over this. Ole Miss is hiring Chris Beard to be their head basketball coach. Why are you telling me about Ole Miss basketball? Well, Chris Beard was the guy. Remember, we covered him on a couple controversial Wednesdays. He had people called to his house because maybe he was beating his wife. So, yeah, coaching Ole Miss. We knew that he was going to get another job. I don't know the ins and outs of his personal life now, but I can tell you, as an Ole Miss alumni, we won't hear shit about it again because they can keep some secrets in Mississippi. So, yeah, all that shit about Hugh Freeze that would have come out. Well, maybe not, though. Michigan, I think that if I had to rank secret keepers, Michigan actually would be number 1. What about Penn State? No. Definitely Michigan. Yeah, I'd say Michigan. So Ole Miss is going to hire this guy. Whatever. It is what it is. I think he's going to be a good basketball coach. Ole Miss is not a winnable program. He'll be fired in 5 years anyway. It shouldn't be a problem. College basketball at noon today. Watch it. It's going to be fun to get you in the mood. Conference tournaments are more fun. Winning a conference, it means something. I don't know. Rutgers and Purdue at noon? Hell yeah. Let's watch Purdue eat shit. Also, Alabama. That game starts at 1 p.m. against Mississippi State. Alabama's going to get upset, I think. I don't know. I don't know if they are, but just get yourself in shape for this. Can Ohio State upset Michigan State? Absolutely. Holy shit, that'd be a good bet. Ohio State over Michigan State. I love that. Do I really know? Do I know anything about college basketball? No, but it's time. It's time to pretend, just like the rest of them. See you Monday.